Hello, and welcome to my post-tournament analysis of Dreamhack Valencia. If you've been following so far, then you'll kind of know what my opinions were coming into what was effectively today, the last of the 1v1s, and I'll kind of just recap what my general opinions were of what I thought was going to happen, and then go into kind of some standouts, some things that definitely I underestimated, some people I underestimated, and say kind of what going forward thoughts would be. I kind of predictions for future tournaments. Next tournament is going to be the Summer Championship. That's going to be next weekend. I don't have a calendar at hand, so just pretend it's 7 days later. But it'll be Saturday and Sunday. There'll be 1v1s, 2v2s, NA, and EU. Lots of good stuff. So we'll see how much of this holds going into that weekend. But without further ado, let's get on into the top 16 bracket. We'll skip ahead. Yesterday, I kind of gave my predictions on who I thought would end up being in the top 16. Well, today we got to see that for the most part, I was pretty much on point. I think some people who I didn't give enough credit to, Daz was definitely the standout as far as people who I definitely underestimated. I think I chose Laser Spinola over him in terms of predictions, but definitely want to give credit to Daz. He made a incredible run all the way up to top 6, where he continued on and then lost in top 4 to Dobrain. So definitely props to that. I don't know if y'all could see that. So down here, he lost to Dobrain. I want to give props to Daz because he's the one who I think I underestimated the most. I don't think I had Machete as well. Machete, however he wants to pronounce it. I think I had someone else in that spot, but everything else kind of held true. I definitely said I expect at least Boomy and or Noel, if not both, to make it into the winners bracket, into the winners finals and grand finals. Yesterday I didn't have kind of this top 16. I didn't get to see how the pools would shake down into that. Had I known that they were going to be on opposite end of the brackets, I would have 100% said both of them are going to make it, because I have a lot of faith in them. The NA dream still holds true. NA has been winning tournaments consistently. Noel just won the last Dreamhack, and he won this one as well. He's basically on his way to be the most winningest NA player again in 2018, and hopefully that'll hold true going into Dreamhack Atlanta, because unfortunately last year we did see that while Noel was one of the standout favorites of NA, he was not able to seal the deal, unfortunately. But definitely, I've got my eyes on Noel. I'm rooting for him. Definitely proud of what he did over there in Valencia. Other standouts, Stickia. I know I said yesterday Stickia was going to do well. He did incredibly well. Took it out over Egg Soup. And I think down here, yeah, he lost to Agzo, but that's no surprise because Agzo and Viper were kind of my two EU favorites. I definitely had a lot of faith in them going into today based on how well they played yesterday. I mean, they got second. Like they did really, really well. But they ended up losing. Not overly surprising who they lost to. Agzo lost to Viper, who lost to Dobrain, and Dobrain is definitely one of the big standouts. I don't think I gave him enough credit yesterday. Dobrain played incredibly well in twos. He got third place. Now today he got second to Noel. He was able to beat out Boomy. He did the lower bracket run, taking out Viper, Daz, and Boomy. Down here you can see Viper, Daz, and Boomy. After taking out his 2v2 partner in Daiku, he lost to Noel, went back into the grand finals, and unfortunately lost to him again. But definitely want to give credit to Dobrain. This was a throwback to old school Dobrain, the Dobrain that really put Dobrain on the map. The kind of plays that made everyone really recognize the name Dobrain kind of made him more of a Brawlhalla household name. So definitely very, very impressive play coming out from him. Good stuff coming out from Boomy. I think he just didn't quite have an answer to Dobrain. You saw him kind of pick around characters. You saw him kind of try different things. It is interesting that he decided to play most of today with that Lucian. I was not expecting that coming in today. I thought he was going to go in with the Hattori. Decided to go in with the Lucian, and then ultimately that just was not enough. I know he played Hattori at one point in his set against Dobrain, but he just did not have an answer to the Scythe play and the Gauntlet play of Dobrain. Dobrain just played that really cleanly, but definitely testament to Boomy. He made a incredible upper bracket run. He is still one of the big names in NA, and he's definitely someone to be feared. Definitely, I have my eyes on Daz now. He played incredibly well, got that 4th place. Props to Remy. He seems to have overcome that LAN anxiety, whatever happens at LANs, because he was able to get that 5th place finish, tying alongside Viper. So really good stuff coming out of everyone. That's kind of the end of what happened. That was a really short recap. I didn't want to go overly into it. Hopefully the VODs will be up. If not, right now, I'm pretty sure you can go to twitch.tv/Brawlhalla and go into the videos and see the VODs. There was some incredible matches. Definitely watch a lot of the Daz ones. He had some really good stuff. Daz versus Remy in particular was very entertaining. Daz and Dobrain was a good one. Pretty much everything top 6 and up was solid. So if you're interested in looking at some sets, definitely check those ones out. But that would be the end of everything that happened at Valencia, and that leads me into Summer Championships. Definitely NA. All eyes are on Noel. Maybe not for the 2v2 side of things. I think 2v2 still falls solely in the eyes of Boomy and Remy, and they are 100% the favorites of the NA to win the 2v2 side of things. But I think eyes are on Noel to maintain this presence and win in the 1v1s. We'll see if someone else, maybe some of the other players who aren't as travel ready or travel capable, will be able to put a stop to Noel. I know after his win, iThrow tweeted out that he was like 17-2 against Noel online in ranked. So that might be indicative of someone who could be a threat to Noel. I don't think that's 100% true personally, but it's definitely something to keep in mind maybe. But I think Noel's definitely the favorite of NA, Boomy close second, and then at this point I guess Remy is looking like the strong third as far as NA consistent tournament players go. It's hard to compare them to LDZ because LDZ is not always a frequenter of tournaments, but he's definitely, I mean, there's no way, if LDZ is in a tournament, expect him to be in that top 3. Expect him to be number 1 in general, especially like at BCX. Expect him to just show up and win. But for now, the people who show up to tournaments consistently, the people who are going to be showing NA top power rankings of NA, that's going to be Noel, Boomy, and Remy right now. Then on the EU side of things, it's a little bit more of a toss-up. Even though Dobrain looked incredibly strong today, this weekend, he's been practicing on that 60 hertz. It'll be interesting to see if he can maintain that online going into Summer Championships. He won't technically have to play on 60 hertz at Summer Champion, but maybe he'll decide to maintain that, keep that LAN environment going. That's one of the reasons why he does play on 60 hertz, is to replicate what you have to play on at LAN. And so that's why maybe he'll decide to do that at Summer Championship. We'll see how well that works out for him. I think in terms of 2v2s, Addy and Cake are still one of the strong favorites. I don't think the team of Dobrain and Daiku will exist, to be completely honest. It is not a consistent team. I mean, going to the last Dreamhack, Daiku was with Boomy, so you never know what to expect with EU. It is always a toss-up. There's some consistent standouts, so there's some names that I think most people will definitely recognize and try to pay attention to. Then the likes of Addy, Mestic, Cake, and Boomy, Viper, and Axo are all big names that everyone should be keeping their eye on when they're watching EU tournaments, especially now adding Daz to that lineup. But it really looks like EU. Anyone can win, anyone can lose. It can really go any direction, and it's interesting. And we'll see who can kind of maintain their positions in EU, who can maintain their spots on the top, because it seems like that top power ranking spot is no longer impossible to grab. It is now in the reach of a lot of EU players' hands. So we'll see if Dobrain can earn that spot, or maybe someone else will take over as the top dog of EU. But that remains to be seen over in next week. For now, that's kind of just a brief recap. Definitely want to give congratulations to Noel, Dobrain, and Boomy. Congratulations to all the NA players, all of them making top 16. Very proud of them as an NA boy. It was an exceptional tournament, and it was fantastic to watch. And I don't really have much else to say. There's not a lot that really shook me in terms of weapon matchups or player matchups, I don't think that really changed. I still think Katars are standing strong. I think Blasters had a strong showing coming out from two very good Blasters representatives. Swords still looking incredibly strong. I know in terms of twos, Axe looked incredibly strong. Coming into today with ones, M for Mini was kind of like the only one to really maintain that. Agzo had an Axe in hand as well with the Jala, but it was kind of M for Mini who really stuck with it. He used Axe more than he did Lance when it came to the Ogrim. And I still think Axe is like, it's a good weapon. I don't think it, the way that M for Mini and Agzo played is enough to shake Axe to its core and really make people want to nerf it more than they already do, if that makes sense. Those who want to nerf Axe, I don't think that changed their opinions. Those who didn't want to nerf Axe, I don't think it changed their opinions. Basically, same thing goes for every other weapon. Didn't see a lot of Lance representation. Spear is one of those weapons that a lot of people still sleep on. I think Hammer looked really strong today, so we might see some change-ups with Hammer, considering how well Daz was able to play with it, especially on Twilight Grove. That was some scary stuff. For sure. Same with Sticky. Sticky had some really good Hammer play, but that's kind of it. Maybe I'll have some more opinions after Summer Championship, because that's when power rankings will be completely changed. But until then, it was an interesting tournament. Congratulations to all the players, and thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.